But ended up replacing the wrong coolant lines, so I still had to track down the others. Got some load updates. We met a subscriber, Demon Sun, and of course Sweet Maple on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a sweet and live and oh so wonderful studio audience. Yep, you know your lover, Joe can't live without her. It's Maple, the world famous pancake dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, what is today? Saturday, the 2nd of August. Yeah, goodbye July, it's gone. Right here cruising along I-35, as you can see, getting close to the Texas border. We're about, I guess 20 miles away. On our way down to deliver in something called shirts. And not like shirts you're wearing, S-C-H-E-R-T-Z, Texas. Delivering a load of some sort of calcium products. That's the name of the place I picked up at in Fort Dodge, Iowa, on Thursday. So in the last video that I really talked about routes and stuff, my last video was where I did the full review of the RW1 Road Warrior headset, and I'm still using it. I'm pretty happy with it. And here's a little side note. They did contact me on email finally, and they said they watched the unboxing video and we're interested to see the next one, which I had actually just posted, but they didn't know that. And they said they're going to send me the RW2 headset so I can compare and contrast for free. So I was like, hey, I'll take it. You know, I already did my honest review after I paid for the one. So when I get the other one, then we can compare the two models, and I'll give you some more insight in that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, so anyway, I was talking about my, on that unboxing video, how I had the hoses I picked up to swap out for my coolant leak problem, and after I got loaded with the lignite in Glen Rock, Wyoming at the end of that last week, then went by Bud's Field Service in Douglas, Wyoming. And I've been there for a couple other things before, just the small hometown kind of shop, you know, but this guy, Bud, he owns it, he runs it, and he does a good job and is charges very fair rates. And so he swapped out the hoses that I brought to him that I had ordered, and I had 6 shocks with me, so he did all my shocks. Very reasonable price. Just charged me 2 hours labor for all that. But of course, next day I'm checking everything, making sure my coolant level's fine, yada yada yada. And I look at the hoses and I realize those were 2 others that were close to those, but they were the wrong ones. So Indianapolis had given me, the Freightliner in Indianapolis had given me the part numbers, the wrong part numbers, essentially is what happened. It's like, gee, thanks. So I had to then scramble and start trying to find the other 2 hoses. I had stopped by Freightliner in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and found out which part numbers I needed. They're very, very similar to the other ones. Because like I say, there's 4 of them all that kind of run up there in the same area. These were the 2 shorter ones, the ones I needed. So again, I had to order those, but was able to pick them up. They were able to get them for me last Wednesday in Des Moines. So I ordered those, and I had to find the short run to run down to Des Moines to pick those up. A whole bunch of stuff. What are all these people doing on the side of the road here? Got the back open, and that's weird. Okay. Anyway, so then I had to find a short run. I did find one that just delivered to, I can't even remember the name of the town, somewhere in Iowa, about 2 hours from Des Moines. That's the best I could do, and so did that. Picked up my correct hoses on Wednesday night, and then was looking for loads for Thursday morning. That took a while that morning. Finally found the one I'm on right now. It was going to be taking longer than it needed to, because he said, well, if you could deliver the next day. I'm like, I can't do 1,100 miles in a day. No, not legally, and I'm not doing that. So picked up Thursday, it delivers Monday. So here it is Saturday night. I'm more than half of the way down there now. I'm just going down here to Gainesville, Texas to park for the night, and I'll just run another 4 or 5 hours tomorrow to New Braunfels to get closer, and then we'll deliver Monday. But that gave me time then to stop at the Southern Tire Mart in Emporia, Kansas. I've been there a couple times before, and I like those guys. And then I was overdue for an oil change, PM, so they did all that, and they did the other coolant lines. So now I've got all 4 of these new coolant lines, so they got that all done for me. And so that took care of all that. Took care of two problems. I had a lot of moaning and groaning in my steer axle. I wondered what that was. I was thinking, maybe it just needs a grease job or something, and that seems to have taken care of that. So there's three things down. Then I've got two other newer problems now that have come up. Of course, my rear AC for when I'm parked at night, got the battery-powered APU unit on this thing. Well, now the AC part of it doesn't work. So we got to work on that. And then I've had some weird issues with all my lights are flash. Literally my outside lights, headlights, everything would be flashing off and on. The AC would kind of keep going and quitting, and that would happen for a while. I'd reset the key a few times and get it to go away, and then it would come back. So it's happened a few times. So now I've got something else to deal with. There's always something. Ain't that freaking annoying as hell. Yeah, so here we are parked in the Road Ranger in Gainesville, Texas. I like this one. It's usually got some spots open, and it's a good place to park before you get through the whole Dallas-Fort Worth area, which we'll go through tomorrow. I figured it would be best to go through there on a Sunday morning. What do you think? And we only have about 5 hours to drive to get down to the TA New Braunfels, which will get us close to our delivery in Shirts, Texas. Anyway, then I've got another load I pick up on Monday heading back to Eaton, Colorado. I've done this one before. It's for some sort of fruit and vegetable company in Eaton. They need these plastic containers. And so I've done that one before. It was a good load, and they're paying pretty well for it to get me back up there. I need to be back that way because Thursday, August 7th, my older son, Justin, and I are going up to Casper to see Weird Al. Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic. I'm 58 years old, so of course I grew up with Weird Al and Dr. Demento, and I even had a song on Dr. Demento when I got into radio. Sodom is a Weenie, Take Off on Ice Ice Baby, and we're going to do the meet and greet with him backstage, so hopefully we'll get some pics and vid and all that stuff, so that'll be cool. So we're looking forward to that, so that's kind of why I had to get something going back up. When I did go to that Freightliner in Eau Claire and finally got the right and found out what part numbers I need, and then ordered them from the Freightliner in Des Moines, Altoona, Iowa. Then I went over and parked in Menominee, Wisconsin, and I ran into another subscriber. Okay, we got another visitor here in the truck in CT2. This is Robert. How you doing?
Hello.
And Robert, we're here at the Quick Trip in Menominee, Wisconsin, and you saw me pulling in, and I was just getting parked, and you came over and said hi. So we've been having a good conversation. And you've been telling me all about your background and history. And you were in the military, right?
I was in the Marines, and then started driving in '96.
So you've been driving a lot longer than I have.
Right.
And so we've just been talking all about that. And of course, he got to meet little Maple, and she loves saying hi. So, Robert, thanks for coming by.
Hey, appreciate it. Have a good night.
Yeah, Robert, real nice guy. He was more animated when we were talking, but he's a military guy, and you know how they are. Put a camera on him, they're yes sir. But Robert was a real nice guy. We talked for quite a while. Then I did find a load the next morning to get me down towards Des Moines that I picked up. When I was picking up, I ran into another subscriber there. And I meant to get some video of him, but I forgot, and I can't remember his name. But he worked for a small trucking company right near the place I was picking up. So sorry I didn't get video of you, but thanks for coming and saying hi. That was cool. Yeah, then we took that load down towards Des Moines, was able to get the right hoses this time, and like I said in the earlier part of the video, yeah, I did get those replaced the other night in Emporia, Kansas. So thank God my Jimmy rig fix that I had to do on the side of the road almost 2 weeks ago held. I was able to shove that hose down on that pipe just a little bit further and move the clip up right over where the tear in the hose was, and that held for almost 2 weeks. So drivers, there's a good little solution for you. If you can do that, you got a hose leak and it's in a place where you can do that, that's a way to get you through. And because of course nobody stocked these hoses because they're very specific hoses. Here are the ones I thought I was getting, and then of course here are the right ones, and we finally got it all done. And like I said, Road Warrior contacted me, and they're going to be sending me the RW2, so we can try that. Elliot, by the way, my partner with L on Wheels, he went ahead and bought the RW2 because he likes an over-the-ear one, and he's been pretty happy with it so far. We'll get some more input from him as well, so we can tell you more about all that. Also, while I was driving through, I guess it was into Missouri the other night, there's a lot of smoke from those Canadian wildfires coming down, and it was pretty bad in Iowa and still down in Missouri. And so as the sun is going down, it looked like kind of just a big orange ball in the sky. Almost kind of creepy. What do you think? So, don't really have time to bring my truck in to get the rear AC APU thing fixed. The Freightliner in Oklahoma City was open today, Saturday, and tomorrow, Sunday. But, you know, it's just like when you go to a TA Petro or Love's or something on the weekend, and the mechanics you get there on the weekend are usually guys who can do tires, maybe an oil change, but they're kind of limited to that. The main guys who can really diagnose things and fix them, they're the guys who have the tenure. They've been there long enough, and they get to work Monday through Friday, and they get the weekends off. So if you got something specialized you need looked at, you probably don't want to do it on a weekend. I'm just saying. Oh, and I do want to mention again, my younger son Ben wrote a book. It's on Amazon. It's called Caught in My Sight. All right, and it's only 15 bucks. It's his first novel he's ever written. He's only 19 years old. Hello. And my wife's read the whole thing. She said it's pretty good. I've read part of it. I will do a full review. Believe me, thank you. Once I have. But you want to support a young kid who went out and wrote a book? Hello. I've never written a book. I've thought about a few, but this kid actually did it. That shows some gumption. So go on Amazon, check it out. Caught in My Sight, Benjamin Woolsey. That's my son. Buy it. Buy many copies. We thank you. Oh, and I do have a funny video, or a picture at least, of Maple on the... She had popped up in the driver's seat, as she always does, but she was looking over the steering wheel as I'm coming back to the truck. Aww. Oh, she's such a sweet dog. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, the last video was just all about the full review on the RW1 headset, the Road Warrior headset, so wanted to do some updates, and then we get to bring sweet Maple out again, and then she gets her smartphone treat at the end, which I know you're waiting for, right, Maple? Sweet girl? Yeah, sweet girl. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter X, Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok. I usually just put little short stuff up there. It's mainly about, you know, Maple, and before that it was Rusty. I haven't posted anything there in a while, and I will soon. And of course, as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust, Clutch and Maple. Ouch. And of course, as always, whoops. Okay, you ready for some treats? Yeah, we'll start you with some Charlie Bears. How about that? We'll start you with some Charlie Bears. Ooh, I dropped that one. Here you go. She loves these. These are the pumpkin spice flavored ones. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Another Charlie Bear. See, happy dog. The tail's wagging. All right, Maple. Did you drop that one? Got another one for you, and then we'll do a smart bone. Does that sound good? You ready for a smart bone? Oh, happy tail, happy tail. Okay, I can usually get her to dance on her hind legs for the smart bone. Come over here. Don't, hold on. Oh, there you go. See, she's dancing all by herself. All right, here you go. Happy girl. Loves the smart bones. That's a happy dog. Okay, are you all finished? You all finished with your smart bone? Oh yeah, happy girl. Need a happy dog look. Come on, give us a happy dog. There you go. Give us one more. Maple! Yeah, give us a look. Happy dog look. Happy dog. Happy dog. Maple! Maple! Happy girl. Come here, look.